Hi and welcome guys to a brand new channel regarding racing and racing setup. Now, a lot of people who are wanting to get into sim racing, especially people like me who have just come back into it after a while, work got in the way, so therefore I had to do that. Priority, get some money in first. So coming back into racing and then looking at buying equipment. So rather now, I remember when I first started getting into racing, it was quite daunting. So I thought, you know what, let's showcase, video log my journey from buying the equipment to getting racing. So I'm going to be concentrating on iRacing, as that's what I used to play, and that's probably one of the best games available. And also the format that they've got I think is absolutely brilliant in the fact that you go through seasons by seasons and you slowly build up your rating. So when you first start racing, you'll be grouped into basically rookie season. And as you get more practice and get better and better, you'll start moving up the classes and therefore have more competitive racing. And the fact that they've got races on pretty much every hour means that you can always have a good race every hour, rather than in other games where you're just in a lobby. And the ratings and rankings of the players are completely random. Okay, so now what do we need? First of all, we need equipment. Now, you can actually go to like Simicube and Fanatec and buy things brand new. I did that last time and it costs a lot. So this time round, I decided to scour the pages on Facebook, Gumtree, eBay, and to buy some equipment. And that's what I did. So as a starting guide, I always would recommend not the cheapest of all equipments, because you do need some decent equipment to get the best out of it. And some direct drives are probably the best ones to go for. So you've got things like the Fanatec direct drive. I've chosen Fanatec is because I've used them before and they're reliable. So when I was doing my research, when I was looking to buy secondhand, I looked at the prices on the Fanatec website, see what they're going for, and then based on that, you should be able to pick them up at least half price, if not less. So that's a very good place to start. Now, there is an issue when you do buy secondhand, and that is just to make sure everything works, because I ended up buying, I did buy a full rig, which I'm going to go through with you. And unfortunately, the pedals, accelerator pedal was kind of stuck on either 0% or 100% and nothing in between, which means we can't do a throttled, like a feathering throttle. So I then had to buy new ones. And I ended up buying some of these Simpson, as they had some good reviews and up and coming company, and especially with some motors on. But we'll go through that afterwards about the motors. And but yeah, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you what I bought and go through the rig. Again, try and get the best value for money. And then from there, in the next session, we'll go through software, so such as iRacing and things like that. Okay, so I'm now going to pause this and I'm going to show you my rig. All right, so give me a few seconds and I'll get back to you. Right, guys. After scouring Facebook, Marketplace, and eBay, etc., I managed to find this rig on actually Facebook. So everything you see here is what I got, except for the headset, as I had that from before, which I saved. And what you need to look for is making sure you get a sturdy, solid frame. At the end of the day, a solid frame means no movement, and when you're on the pedals, and especially when you're hitting the brake pedal hard, you don't want any movement on the pedals, because you would lose consistency, because the pedal will move and therefore you're not applying the brakes, and the software doesn't interpret that, and therefore every time you press the brakes you have a different feel on the brake pedal, and you can never get consistent without that. So this one actually came with actually it's a Fanatec McLaren wheel, but they've kind of changed put some extra stickers on it, and it came with a button box, and it actually came with a little SIM dash as well for extra information. But again, we'll be going through that later on as we progress in the series. Came with a decent 2K monitor, and it actually came with extra 2 monitors at the top. Again, these are what we use for information, things like the circuit layout and leaderboards and whatnot. Again, we will go through all that later on. PC I bought myself, and keyboard, mouse, etc. all came with it. That there is for the headset, so that is my own. When it comes to PCs, you just build one that matches the spec that you need for your gaming, and a good graphics card. Okay, it came with a shifter, which I still need to configure. Now, I was talking about pedals. So initially, I got the Fanatec pedals with it, and it actually came with some motors on the top with this Sim 3D box, and it's actually brilliant. It was actually good. Helps to get some extra feedback. So I thought, and this was actually faulty, so something was wrong with the accelerator. So that's when I decided to buy these Simpson pedals instead, after reading some good reviews, and the fact that they do extra motors as well. I thought, it's a bit of a benefit to buy that kit instead. So the price of those imported was similar to what these Fanatec would have cost me. Okay, so I've fitted them in on there. I just need to add the motors in, and then that's all the bracketing system here on the rig. So direct drive, definitely a direct drive. You get the much better force feedback settings, and also you get the feel of what's happening with the car. But then those extra motors that are going to be on the accelerator and the brake pedal will also give additional feedback as well. That's really is to it. So what I would recommend is doing your searches and looking at how much this would cost you brand new, and then from there working out what you think it's worth paying for. That's really about it. In the end, this cost me around about 1,400 quid, and then the pedals cost me 300 quid. So I have probably paid a little bit more than I originally intended to, but based on the fact that it came with the additional monitors, the DD set, and these extra button boxes, was a bit of a bonus. It was a bit of a bonus, and especially because I've been racing before and I know how useful these little additional gadgets are in helping you race as well and getting some extra feedback. Next video we're going to be going through is software, and so we'll just assume that you've got your PC, Windows installed and everything, and then we'll go through installing the iRacing. Okay, so I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Bye for now.